Hey guys, so my snare came in. Skin? I should say snare skin. I should say snare skin. So, shit. Well, so I told you guys I'd show you how it's done. So, usually, say you get a new skin like I did, or you get a new set, you'll get actually two of these. One down here, and one for, what the fuck? One for above. The one that you're hitting. So, with the snare alone, what you would do is press it on. Get that shit off. Alright, and then you'll have this piece. This is very hard to do with this hand. So you have a little piece, little part that goes on top. So then, after you have the snare skin on, push that up. Should I have that all the way over there? You push that on. If you push this on, you push this on. And then you want to line up. You want to line up this with this. Because that is where the bolts will go into. I'll show you above. So you always want to line this up with that. Then you will have these pieces. This will freaking focus. There we go. You get these pieces. And you'll have this little thing down here. Again, if this will fucking focus. Give it a second. Well, either way, you have this little piece that moves up and down. You want that above. Make sure it's lined up with the bottom piece. Push it through the top. Make sure it's leveled with that. Then you'll have, it's called a key. Well, that's what I call it. Put it on top of the top. That made no sense. Put it on top. Push it on. Push it the right way. Clockwise. Loosey, loosey, righty tighty, that shit. I'm going the wrong way. No. Yep. Nope. Yep. There we go. So, when you're doing this, what you want to do is, it's almost like two triangles because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what you would do in this situation is you go, so say I had all these on, like I have this one on. So what I would do is I would start with one turn this one turn that one turn this one turn that one turn that one, and that one. Almost like it's a pentagram, like you see on my necklace all the time. That's what you mainly want to do. But when you're just putting them on, you want to tighten it to the point where it's just barely, like if you do this on your own, you'll know what I mean. Or if you have done this, you'll know what I mean. Where right now it's nothing but loose. I can easily just go all over the place with it. But eventually you'll get to a point where you feel it kind of getting snugged in. That's when you want to stop, and then once you have the rest snugged in like that, you'll do the, what I call pentagram. That's what I call it, where you just, alright. So, get this on and two others. That should be all set. And then, again, I mainly made this in case there's newer people on here that subscribe. I know there's one guy that's been doing this for like 20 years. But if you're new, you kind of don't, like with a guitar, you have a certain, you have a certain tool to tune your guitar. With drums, you don't have that. In case you didn't know that, you really don't. It's mainly tuning by ear. I'll show you what I mean. Because right now, an example of how my drum's set to be tuned to sound like a, if you guys ever hear of Crown of the Empire, what's another band? Kind of in between Crown of the Empire, 3 Days Grace, Pop Roach. I want it somewhere in between that. So I gotta now play with it. I gotta make sure it's actually on. I think just to be on the safe side, because I hit the drums pretty hard, I might put some tape down. Alright, so now that I have it on there, it should look like that. It's all snugged on. So now what you do is, depending on how you want it, you're either done or you gotta tune it. Alright, I gotta tune it now, so hit the wrong thing. Hit my fucking phone. Alright, so I didn't like the sound of that, so now I gotta tighten it or loosen it. I'm thinking actually maybe loosen it. Yep, so that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah, so I mean, so I'll explain this too before I end it. So you have this whole piece and then the drum itself. I'm not gonna do it because I have it perfectly on right now, but this little switch will make it so you can tilt. If you can see, my drum is tilted a little bit, and if you have that loose, you can move it a certain angle. You could have it where the whole thing's like this almost, but you gotta make sure it's not, top heavy. This will tighten these. You have three of. It's hard to see. You have three of these, and this will tighten it, so it's all on there. This one, I believe, just tightens the ground itself, but that's what this is all about. Just so, like, again, if there's new people watching or subscribed, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But that's pretty much it. I mean, if you have a new set, obviously you'll have no skins on, and you're gonna have to do it from the bottom. So pretty much what you do is, if I remember correctly, kind of lucky this one's see-through. The bottom one will have that little spring thingy around it. I don't remember if it does or not. Either it does, or you have to put it on. It's not that hard to do. It's pretty much just clip it onto something, I believe. But either way, you would start from the bottom, do the top one, put it on this mechanism, tighten it, loosen it, do whichever one you want, and you'll be good. And then I'll explain these. My bass, I call it the bass. I call this one the bass, just because I do. Same premise. You'll have the bottom, then you'll have the top, and then you'll put these. Oh god, you cannot see that. You'll put the feet on. You'll put the feet on them. Then it's not that hard. All you have to do is slip it through a hole and tighten it. That's all there is to it. These, same thing, bottom, top, tighten, loosen, do whatever you want with them, and then you'll put them in these. You loosen this, it'll come out. There's a little. It kind of looks like. Oh, I keep having this angled the wrong way. You loosen this, it'll look similar to right here. Push it in, hold it, tighten it. That goes for both. That goes for both of them. Foot base, front back. Then you'll have these. You loosen this. That's the angle. This is to tighten it because you have little what would you call them? It's kind of like a little foot thingy. You tighten it to have it push out or go in. But other than that, that kind of does it for tightening and loosening skins. And again, just in case of new people, you always have these. You're always gonna have them on each drum, like I was explaining on the snare, where you gotta do the pentagram thing. You do that for all of them because you can't do it, clockwise, counterclockwise, because if you do that, doing it the pentagram thing, you have to do it on each specific area, because if you do it like clockwise, counterclockwise, you'll end up having it where something may be too tightened, maybe somewhere it's too loose. But if you do it the pentagram way, you have each area almost leveled. Granted, yes, even if you do that, you're gonna have it where something may be too loose or too tightened, but at least if you do it that way, it's more centered. But I think that'll do it for this video. Yeah, if you want to comment in the comments below if you want to see more stuff like this, me explaining stuff. Trust me, I can get better with it. Luckily, I just had an easy topic. But that'll do it for me. I'll catch you guys later.